What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you all are having a great day. Today I want to get into some life things, answer a question that I have asked myself millions of times and continue to ask myself to this day. I'm 26 years old. I have a decent paying job, and right now I'm just following my system, trying to build wealth from the ground up. It's not flashy, it's not fun, but it's what I'm doing right now. But I always get this question that pops up in my head that I've thought long and hard about that I can't always find an answer to, and I don't know if I ever will. And it's the question of, is building wealth right now worth it? Because if you're like me, when you get into something, and again, I think this is my ADHD, but when I get onto something, like I go balls to the wall. I have an addictive personality. That's what I think about. That's what I want to do. And I go for it all in, balls to the wall, no stopping, which also can cause me to burn out quick. And obviously that's a fault on my own, but I can recognize it. I want to save as much as I can, limit my spending, and invest as much as possible. And in doing so, it's made my life a little bit redundant and not very fun, I guess, is the best way to put it. And I ask myself all the time, is it worth it? Like, is what I'm doing right now even worth it? Because I feel like I've had to put a lot of people and friendships specifically on hold, where instead of going out or asking to hang out, I just don't text them or I don't hit them up because I don't feel like spending the money. Because if I'm going to go out and hang out with with the boys, like we're going to go grab a drink or we're going to go do something that costs money, go golfing or whatever the case may be. And like I said, like I go balls to the wall. I get rid of all the excess money that I'm spending for no reason, and that being one of them. And with that, I just come home and, get ready for work. And then on the weekends, I'm usually just editing and getting chores done and maximizing my day to make it the most optimal to where I'm not spending as much or spending the least amount as possible for the coming week. And with that, like even when I'm out and about, like I'm not putting myself out there trying to make new friends when I'm playing basketball or, hanging out with girlfriends because I don't want to hang out and have to spend money on somebody. Like sometimes I feel like I'm wasting the rest of my 20s and it's just like, for what? Because our debt crisis doesn't seem to be getting better or seem like it ever will. I don't know if you guys saw, but the S&P 500 just hit another all-time high. And some people might think, but that's a good thing, bro. But if you're a young investor, that is not a good thing. It just means that they're printing more money and the purchasing power of the dollar that we're holding is becoming weaker and weaker. And like I'm slaving away at a job I don't even like. And it's like, for what? Money? Money that's not even guaranteed to be worth anything in the next 10 or 20 years. Because when does one actually feel like they made it and like they're actually financially free or feel like they have freedom? When does that feeling hit? And if it does, do you even feel it? Or do you just continue doing what you're doing because that's all you know, because that's what you've been doing for the last 20 years? Like, do you actually feel rewarded from it? And even then, how do I know I won't regret not using this time now to enjoy my young life? Traveling, making friends, having different girlfriends, living in different cities, experiencing life. And whenever I think about it, there's always this time that I'll never forget. I was working at a hospital. This was in 2022, fresh out of college. I was 22 years old. And I was working as a rehab aide in the physical therapy department at a county hospital. And there were these two physical therapists, Colleen and Margaret. Both have been working there for 25 or 26 years. Margaret was like this old Matilda-looking lady, but she was tall and skinny, but very wise. Didn't speak much, but when she did, like, you better listen because she was going to say something wise. And one day, I'll never forget it, she comes in, it's 8 a.m., she comes walking in, and this is 2022, so we're all wearing masks. And she looks at me, eyes go bright, and she's like, "Boy, the stock market's on a fire sale." And that was the day I invested $150 into Meta stock. And honestly, I didn't even know Meta was Facebook. I knew what Facebook was, but I didn't know they had switched their name to Meta. I just knew Meta, or the metaverse, was going to be something that's coming in the future. And I'm like, oh, easy. Why wouldn't I just buy that? So I bought it, not knowing it was Facebook. And to this day, that $150 I invested into Meta was the best trade I had ever made. And then there was Colleen, this quiet, older lady, but she didn't look super old like Margaret. Sorry, she didn't look old like Margaret. But she always just seemed mad. Like I had an RBF. Didn't talk much and just kind of kept to herself, got her work done, didn't really get into conversations with other people. And so one day, while I was sitting at the front desk, because I was a rehab aide, I didn't really do much except lollygag around at the front desk. And there was this fax that came in through the machine. And I'm over there 22 years old. I'm like, what's that noise? Like, I don't know. And it was a fax machine. And I had never seen a fax come through in my life before. And yeah, in 2022, a fax machine believe it. But again, this was a county hospital, so we didn't get any funding. Like, the people we were helping didn't even have insurance. So just to paint a picture, it was not fancy whatsoever. But anyway, so she gets this fax that comes through, and I go to see what like got faxed. And it turns out that Colleen's father had just passed away. And the fax was from one of their attorneys saying how she was in the will and how he'd left her real estate and some money valued at $5 million. And I'm sitting there like, wait, what? This can't be real. 5 mil? Like, just seeing the numbers 5 million written out, I was like, whoa, that's a lot of money. But I didn't want to be in her business, so I kind of just left it there and didn't say anything and kind of just waited to see when she'd see it. And it was during our morning huddle or our morning team meeting. She comes down, looks at it, and I watch her look at it. And when she picked it up, read it, she just put it back down, and not an ounce of change in her facial expression was shown at all. Nothing. She just put it down, walked away. And then when we're at her meeting, I overhear her talking to Margaret about how she just got $5 million from her father from the will, and how she doesn't even know what to do with the money. And I'm over there like, pass over some money. I know what to do with it. But I didn't say that, obviously. But I was thinking it. And I'll never forget it. Margaret goes, well, it's just money. Money comes and money goes. And Colleen looks at her, nods her head, and goes, you're right. And I'm sitting there like, what are they talking? 5 mil? $5 million, one you don't even know what to do with. And then Margaret, you're over there saying money comes and goes, $5 million. And right then and there, I realized like there's levels to this. And even to this day, like I still think about it because I'm like, is this really worth it? If I get to the point where I have 5 million and I'm over there thinking like, oh yeah, it's just 5 million. It just comes and goes. Like, was what I did throughout all those years really even worth it to just look at my 5 million and be like, oh yeah, sick, I got 5 mil. Like, is that really worth it? And who's to say that even if I do all that, what if I save up, invest all the money, but then I get sick or I have a bad car accident and then I get a bill that just wipes all my savings out, everything I've invested? Like, who's to say that can't happen? And was it all worth it then? So it's just a question I constantly ask myself. And to be honest, I don't know if I'll ever have an answer because I still don't know if it's worth it or not. But I just know in life, sometimes you need to make sacrifices for a while. And I think I'm in that time period right now until something changes. So I'm going to continue to grind it out. I'm going to continue following my system. Hopefully one day I can sit back and say, it was worth it. Because just what if it is all worth it? But anyways, I appreciate y'all for watching. Leave a like on the video, subscribe if you're new, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.